Captain's Log Supplemental. You know, not a day goes by that someone doesn't complain about some kind of food that's available on the replicators. In order to keep things interesting, we try to have like a kind of a rotating menu. Now, anyone can get whatever they want, whenever they want, but we have like a menu of suggestions on the replicators in the mess hall. And everyone's always got comments about foods they hate, food they don't want to eat, food they don't even want to eat near. I can't handle it. You know, everyone likes what they like. It's no big deal. Although it'll be a cold day in hell before I allow grapefruit juice in that fucking replicator. Ugh.
Welcome back, everybody, to Captain's Log Supplemental. I am Chris, and as always, am joined by co-hosts Rob and Stanford.
Hello.
Hey there.
And producer Mariah.
Hi there.
As a reminder to everybody, if you enjoy the podcast, please rate, review, subscribe, tell all your friends, leave comments, do all that fun stuff that helps push the podcast farther along into success. It would be very helpful. How are we all doing today?
Doing good.
Good. Yeah, I know, I say this all the time. I had something, but I lost it. I had it like yesterday.
So the kids are all home this week. Both the kids are home. Summer school's over. They had to do like a month of summer school, which was kind of fun for them this year because they're starting middle school next year. So they got to kind of get used to the school and everything. But they're home now, and so I'm working. So they're mostly kind of taking care of themselves during the day, which is fine. They're 11. They're responsible enough to do that. But one thing I'm not used to is like they're just kind of coming and going. Like a lot more than I'm used to.
Like in and out of the house and shit?
Yeah, because their friends will like bike by and say, hey, come over, or let's go biking or whatever. And there's like, I'm going over to such and such's house, bye. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess that's fine.
Chris is just like...
They're telling you, wait till...
Yeah, Chris is just like, cats in the cradle and the silver spoon.
Like, it's really funny. Like, it's really funny because, like, all the people I work with, like, all of the Gen Xers who are just, like, slightly older than us, or, like, the millennials that do have kids, they all complain that, like, their kids don't behave like we did in the 90s, but then they always tell stories like you just did, where it's like, yeah, they're just going out, they got bikes, they're riding down the street to their friend's house, like, That's what we did in the 90s. Yeah. It's the same damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I will say is I was doing it younger than Liam was doing it. Because I was riding around my neighborhood on my bike when I was 8, and it seems young, but and it's not even just like my memory's not quite right, like, because I was doing it when my mom and my dad were still married, so I have like years, like, where I know exactly when my parents got divorced, because they got divorced when I was 9. So like, yeah, I was definitely riding around the neighborhood at 8. Thinking back to like what Liam was like at 8, I wouldn't have trusted that asshole to go around the neighborhood.
Yeah. Although luckily, we have like parent text groups and everything these days. So
that's
I
true.
Be like, where are my kids at? Whose house are they?
Who's
at?
got my kids?
Yeah,
pretty much. Like send them little shits home. Don't feed them.
Speaking of like summer activities too, Liam has joined this thing called Kid Strong, which is like, it's like the best thing I can describe is like, it's like CrossFit for fucking children, but like, I'd say less culty, but I'm not sure that's true yet. But like basically like once a week he goes to like a like a gym to go do gymmy stuff. Okay.
And let me tell you what, they beat his ass. Like he is sweating. He is exhausted. He's climbing ropes. He's running laps.
Belt
like
to ass.
He is exercising hard, and
and combined with the 2 hours of karate a week too, like.
And I'm just like, he's not going to want to come back, and I'm like, you all right, buddy? He's like, yeah, that was awesome. I'm like, okay.
So right, and like so in this program, like I was a little like, ugh, because they got like this affirmation thing, but like they are, according to their information that they have provided, they're all like scientifically based and stuff, which is what those are the words. Evidence based is the words I need to hear whenever I see.
Sure.
Pretty much anything like this. But I want to take a moment. This program works by like the kids go for a certain number of sessions and then they rank up. Okay. So there's like ranks that they earn as they go. And like the sessions cost money. So like it's really like who spent the most money, but whatever. That's fine. But like, I'm going to read to you the list of these ranks, okay?
Oh, I bet they're fucking dumb as shit, aren't
Oh
they?
no.
I want you to right now, actually, yeah, I want you to right now think about how dumb this could get. And then let me know whether or not it was as dumb as that at the end, okay?
All right.
Let's see,
All
there
right.
there's 16 ranks and then 3 at the very top. All right, so it starts at student, okay? So that's rank 1, student.
Already stupider than I thought it was going to be.
Okay. Buckle up, okay? Student, Alpha, Titan,
Oh, no. Okay.
Hero.
There it
Titan's
is.
the third rank.
Atlas, Maximus, Victory, Legend,
Ah,
Catalyst, Invictus, Ignite,
there are more.
Ascent,
He said there's 16 or 14 or whatever.
Apex, Iron, Phoenix, Omega,
Oh my god.
and then Gold, Platinum, Diamond.
So like there's literally like no rhyme or reason.
There's like 17 different systems going on here. So Mariah sends me a picture of this thing, and I wrote back like as a joke. I'm like, to show progress, we have a straightforward intuitive rank structure: tree, bag, kaleidoscope, badger, apothecary, 1987 Dodge Dart, gold, platinum, diamond. Like that's what it fucking sounded like to me.
Yeah.
See, I was expecting like the Latin and Greek shit because like it's always like Centurion, Spartan,
And like that would have been
Immortal.
like it would have been try hard and dumb, but at least it
Yeah.
would have kept to a pattern.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Another thing they do, which is interesting, is they do encourage the kids to like interact with each other. And like in the beginning, they're supposed to shake each other's hands, and they are given instructions, and they're not forced to do anything, but they're given instructions to look the other person in the eye and tell them your name very clearly. And then they
Sure.
do things like
Peace be with you
s-
and unto you.
and
whatever.
also
No.
with you, yeah.
Yeah.
No, in between like activities, like the coaches are setting up the gym and putting out the Bosu balls and mats and stuff to jump over, and while they got to entertain the kids, right? So they have them like, okay, you're gonna talk to your partner about your favorite game, which Liam told everyone was Halo, which was great.
I like how Mariah's like, how dare a kid's favorite game be one of the most popular games that's ever existed? This is ridiculous.
And but they also did like they have they're teaching emotional resilience, so they have a scenario and the kids are supposed to talk about like your friend
It's
just
like your
is
dog
sad
died.
because someone your friend's sad because someone was mean to them. What do you do? So
Punch that asshole in the face.
Pop quiz.
I
What do you do?
I was waiting for one of the kids to be like, I go beat the shit out of that motherfucker, but I guess these kids have a little bit more emotional resilience than I do.
I'm sorry. Having the emotional strength to go beat the shit out of people on behalf of your best friends is absolutely a good quality. That's a green flag right there.
Yep, for sure.
So anyway, now I want to make up a ranking structure for whenever if we ever get a Patreon, we need to make like a completely incoherent rank structure.
I just like it would still be less random than the one you just read off because it would have to be like Star Trek themed, right? Like,
Right, but like I can't make. You're right, because it would have to be at least vaguely Star Trek themed, and like no matter how many random Star Trek words we throw in there, it would still be less random than these fucking
right.
like dartboard and a thesaurus that they were. Why is iron in the middle like just randomly? Like what the fuck?
Red shirt, runabout, crystalline entity, data.
Phaser.
No, I got it. All right. Terran Empire ranking structure.
Oh, well, do they use anything different?
I don't know. We should make it up though. I don't think it's documented.
No, I think it's right here. It starts at student, then alpha, then titan.
Speaking of Terran Empire, let's get this episode before we derail any further.
Does it count as derailing if we weren't on the rail in the beginning at all?
That's fair. That's fair. For those who are unfamiliar, we are a Star Trek rewatch podcast going through all of the Star Trek shows in chronological order. We are on Discovery Season 1, Episode 11, The Wolf Inside. So we start with a little bit of a blinky hallway cold open here.
Yeah, we do. Well, we're still in the debris field.
Right, yes.
And I'm like, oh, shit's broke. Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of do a slow pan into the ship from the exterior, and there's like some dark hallway where some ensign or something is trying to fix the blinking lights. We don't know this person. They're just some random, crewman or something, and they discover Stamets kind of crazily not ranting, but muttering while rocking Culber's dead body to him in the hallway.
Oh, Dr. Dreamy. Hey, Rob, let me ask you towards the beginning of this, how'd you feel about the visual aspects of this particular episode?
It was okay. Why?
Okay. Because the whole episode was noir as fuck.
Oh. I mean, like, the visuals are a part of noir, but it's not the part that I don't really like.
Yeah, it was, especially I didn't make that connection when I watched it, but now that you mention, especially at the beginning like this, it very much was, because right after this scene, Michael starts narrating.
Yeah, which
was
where my
very
note is,
noir. Yeah,
Christ, can she just talk? Not everything needs
Right.
to be a noir novel description. Like,
right.
I will say though, it is kind of cool, subtle foreshadowing about Lorca and his like visual condition.
Yeah. So Michael is, as I said, narrating about how she's really not enjoying her time as Burnham in the Mirror Universe ship.
even the light is evil.
She's kind of, rocking against, or no, she's like talking to Ash, which is weird because it seemed like she was just narrating, but she was actually like talking to him too, which was weird. And then she like gets up and walks around in this like, I don't know, fucking like leotard nighty thing, which was weird. I guess they only have sexy underwear in the Mirror Universe.
Yeah, she's in. I don't even know how to describe. She's in like, it's like a boy short panties with like a matching lacy camisole thing.
There wasn't even shorts. There was no leg cover. It was just.
Well, it was
full...
that cut though.
Yeah. But anyway, so we get to meet Saru of the Mirror Universe here. Although he doesn't have a name because he's a slave, because, fascism.
Gross. Yep.
And Michael proceeds to get a spa treatment from Slave Saru.
It was so awkward.
I'm gonna say,
awkward.
yeah, like somebody obviously would find this like I know rich British people like this kind of shit, but like the idea of someone bathing me like this is very uncomfortable to me.
Yeah, I mean, not a stranger, surely. Like maybe like a significant other, that would be all right. It's like kind of like a romantic thing, but like,
man,
yeah,
I have I don't know. Maybe I'm weird this way, but I don't find bathing like a good romantic opportunity. It's
No, water's not a lubricant.
well that for one, but also like I don't know. I've been sponge bath because I was in a hospital and paralyzed. Like, it's not
okay, well that's
romantic.
clearly not the same.
I've been sponge bathed by my wife. You know what we were doing? Busy getting my fucking ass clean. Like we were fucking busy. Like I don't know.
I feel your experience has been colored by external
And you know what else
circumstances.
is not romantic at all is being shaved by someone. Because
Okay, so
first
I
of
agree
all,
with you there.
it's weird, and second of all, I feel like she's gonna accidentally cut my fucking throat. Like that, razors are dangerous.
Yeah, I've seen it alluded to as being a romantic thing in certain like medias and stuff, and I'm just like, why? I don't want that. No.
Now, don't get me
That's
wrong.
not-
I'm not saying that like I don't understand the appeal of fucking in the shower. That I get. It's I don't see the romance in the actual bathing process.
Yeah, I think it can be, in the right circumstances.
You have such a way with words, Stanford.
Oh yeah, wow, yeah, I am quite the poet. Yeah.
Speaking of which, which was it was Burnham was describing how it was so uncomfortable for her, which makes sense from a character standpoint. But also, I kind of had to laugh because of Saru's fucking like long ass fingers, just like
and he holds them in
stuff.
kind of a weird way. It was almost I don't know. He was almost stroking her in weird fucking like ways.
Yeah.
It was awkward. It was very weird. Yeah.
It's like, and now is the time where I must clean out your sunken cheeks.
Yeah, so after the weird spa treatment from Saru, she goes to attend an execution by transporter, which is fun, for sedition against the emperor. They just these three unfortunate people just get beamed right the fuck into space.
I'm a little annoyed by this because, like, we know for a fact that on the Terran, in the Terran Empire, this has never happened before. They execute each other by just stabbing them and shit. But, like, they had to do this in order to allow, like, the transport Ash to the Discovery trick to work at the end. So this annoyed me, because it's like, this is lazy. Like, why would why would they do this? The Terran Empire is always about, like
pain and stuff, right?
And
That's a relatively painless way to go.
Yes, and setting an example.
Yeah. So anyway, after the execution, where's my spot? I lost it here. Burnham, so after the execution, Burnham goes to seek solace in the arms of a shirtless Ash.
Yeah, she goes to seek solace in Ash. Yeah.
He tells her some obviously bogus story about his time at the academy and having a tether to keep you grounded and everything.
Well,
and about how Burnham is his tether.
Okay, actually, is Ash a real person before the Klingon?
I don't know.
So I don't think so. I think that it was completely made up because, like, I feel like in one of the previous episodes, Lorca like looked him up in the like Federation database and found a bunch of info on him. But like, didn't he mention something about him like having a sparse record or something?
I don't remember that. I remember talking about being from Seattle and shit.
Yeah. I think I always assumed that he was just one of the dead from that battle that they happened to find the records for.
Right, I assumed that it was a prisoner that they basically tortured to learn everything about, and then killed him and then took him over. Right,
that could be. So anyway, right when they're about to bone, Saru walks in and cockblocks, and Ash quickly exits. Saru brings her some food, and Burnham kind of slips up by calling him Saru. She's like, it was a friend that I liked. I'm gonna call you that. That's what it is.
That's it.
That's the ticket.
That's the ticket. Look here, say your name's Saru now. Say.
And shortly after that, Tilly calls into Burnham and Burnham tells Saru that she has basically found Bupkis at this point.
Saru's like, hey, no reason I would ever ask this except that the writers told me to, but do you know how my species is doing? Just out of curiosity.
No. Burnham's like, no, I've never, nope, there's definitely not a Kelpian on this ship at all, nope. Was basically what she answers. Tilly says, or right after that, we kind of cut to Tilly and Saru talking, and
this is about when I was like, Jesus, how long is this fucking cold open?
Right. Tilly says they should have just told Burnham about Culber. And Saru says no, that would just distract her from her mission. We kind of learned that they think that Stamets has killed Culber at this point, just because, obviously he was holding the dead body. And there's no cameras on any, Starfleet ship.
No.
Except when there is.
Except for when they absolutely need one, yeah.
Yeah. Tilly blames, it's not Stamets, it's whatever his state is, or whatever. They just blame her. She just kind of blames his current state and says that she's the only person qualified to treat him since she is the only kind of spore expert on board, which I guess is good enough Saru, because she gets the go-ahead. Still not done the cold open.
Nope.
We cut back to the Shenzhou, where the Imperial flagship has hailed them where some random dude gives her an execution order for the Klingon leader
That
of the
random
Resistance.
dude starts his call with, Captain Burnham in the flesh, which is the dumbest shit I've ever heard because it's clearly a holographic phone call.
Yeah.
Like,
So anyway, she's supposed to kill at a rebel base that has the leader, the Fire Wolf, which is the most uncreative.
Taser
like,
face!
She says, so that call ends. She's like, well, I'm not gonna kill him from orbit. That would be too easy. I'm gonna go down there and maybe scout out some stuff first or something. Shut up, don't kill him yet.
I like how in the Terran Empire it's pretty much like, we need you to go do this, but it's like, yeah, I'll get to it when I get to it, like whatever.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Why is it called the Fire Wolf and not the Fire Targ?
Because shut up.
Shut the fuck up,
Okay.
Rob. That's why. God.
All right.
This
So-
is why you wouldn't be a good rebel.
So we finally get the intro here, which trivia note here.
When there's some trivia you can't miss. This is fun fact with Chris.
This episode has the longest cold open in Star Trek history at 14 minutes and 6 seconds.
Yeah, it's genuinely a
It
whole
was
act.
really long.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was just a whole act. And they
Yeah.
basically just didn't have a cold opening. They just forgot. It was like after they got to the first commercial break, they're like, oh shit, we forgot the credits. We should put those in there.
Which, yeah, there was definitely many parts, like at many points during this whole thing where they could have put the intro.
Oh
in.
yeah, any of it.
Oh man, it would have been so funny if they like cut to the intro right as like Saru started doing that weird massage bath thing for Burnham with that awkward look on her face, and they just cut.
That
They
would
should have
very
just
funny.
run the same montage but played the opening theme over it like it was the credits.
Oof, that would be rough. So Burnham kind of, I guess, gets some time alone with Lorca and tells him about
Lorca
the
looks
order.
rough.
He's having a bad time. He's looking real bad. I mean, believe it or not, the agony booth's not a fun time.
And like I know he's evil, try hard, mirror universe guy, but he does genuinely say the line, sometimes the ends justify terrible means. Like, shut the fuck. What the fuck?
Yeah, he's like, at first he's like, yeah, go ahead and kill him. It's fine. Just do that. It's like, we don't care about anybody in this universe.
And I'm genuinely I'm introspective enough to be like, I'm not sure how I would act if I knew that like this is another universe. Like,
Right.
I don't know. Do I care as much about those people?
Yeah.
Like, it's not my universe. Fuck them.
Yeah. So Burnham kind of wrestles with the decision and speeches a little bit at Lorca.
There's a bunch of speech in. Yeah.
Yep. Eventually, she says maybe this Klingon leader can kind of help us understand them better because they've gotten together with all these other races, and maybe we can use something in that to kind of take that back to our universe and solve the Klingon issue there.
That's stupid.
Yes, I agree.
That's a stupid thing to say.
Yep.
Because it's obvious what the thing is that united them. Hating the humans. Like,
Yeah.
the humans are assholes, so all the other aliens are like, hey man, we should gang up on these assholes.
Pretty much. Anyway, it's a good enough argument for Lorca because he's like, yeah, fine. Just make sure it's just you and Ash. Back on Discovery, Tilly goes over brain scans of Stamets with Saru. Some brain technobabble ensues. Apparently, spores will help heal him. So yeah, they're going to work on that.
Do you have trivia about the whole he called me captain thing?
I don't know.
So Stamets called her captain back when he was first like kind of tripping out from the spores, like episodes and episodes ago, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And when we talked about it, actually, Rob pointed out like, oh, that's some clever foreshadowing.
Yeah.
And then they mentioned it here. Tilly's like, he called me captain, and I am captain here. It's kind of cool, or whatever. So the actual fact is that they only came up with Killy because that line was already said.
Oh, really?
The line inspired the concept of Captain Killy, not the other way around.
That's amazing.
It's kind of funny, actually. Yeah.
That is very funny. Yeah. It takes away the fact that it was clever foreshadowing before.
It does. Yes. Yeah.
Man. So blah blah blah. Brain scans. Yeah. Oh, so back on the Shenzhou, Burnham and Ash get set to beam down. They kind of beam down, but there's no one there at first. But
This-
then, just
this
kidding,
feels like a
explosions.
Yeah, explosions.
It's an ambush, or I guess they just knew exactly where they're going to beam down because they were waiting there in the hills.
Yeah, fortunately, they're all shit shots.
Yeah, they're either
Like, close enough is close is good enough in hand grenades and horseshoes and laser bazookas, unless it's fired by a Vulcan. Like,
so say whatever that thing was. Yep. So Burnham surrenders and says she wants an audience with the Firewolf, Taserface.
Firewolf.
The ambushers say, yeah, sure, that makes sense, and take her to the cloaked base. We soon see that the Firewolf is Voch. And my note was, I'm sure this will go fine.
My note is Ash asks, "Whoa, who's this handsome devil?"
He immediately starts to get weirded out.
Oh yeah, he goes straight to Nam. Like he is back in Nam.
Yeah, Burnham tries to convince the rebels that, she's turned over a new leaf. She's kind of like trying to, I guess, still play like she's part of the mirror universe.
Right.
Because I guess that's more believable than, hey, I'm from an alternate universe. I somehow ended up here. Volk says he can't trust him and calls for the Prophet. And it's just Sarek.
Goatee Sarek.
he proceeds to mind meld with Burnham.
He mind melds with Burnham and just watches the first half of this show real quick. Like,
we get a lot of kid flashbacks from Burnham's time growing up under him on Vulcan.
You got the recap.
Quick trivia note here on Sarek. He is featured with a goatee, which Spock was in Mirror Mirror back in 1967. The Mirror Universe Spock was as well.
Yeah, and so was Ambassador Saval in
that's true.
Mirror Mirror Darkly. Like the idea is that like the Vulcans adopted like facial hair as an aesthetic choice in the Mirror Universe.
Yeah, because we all know fascists can't grow facial hair.
Yeah.
Fucking Nazis.
So after the Mindfeld, Sarek declares that Burnham means them no harm, and Volk goes ahead and orders the evacuation. But she's like, I want something though, and so she speeches at the rebels for a while.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, I said, oh, so the thing she needed from them was try to listen to her speech real quick.
Yeah. Volk says something about Kalis, which really sends Ash back to Nam.
Did you ever notice, and I only noticed now, did you notice that in that original Volk speech from not Volk, what's his face? Tukuvma. The first Tukuvma speech from the very first episode, the Andorians are catching strays. Because, he's like, man, the purity of Klingons are ruined by the humans and the Vulcans and the Tellarites and the filthy Andorians. Like, Jesus.
They really don't like the color blue.
And this Andorian is a complete badass. He's so fuck all of you.
Yeah. So Ash wigs out and just goes after Volk. He screams like, stay Klingon or whatever, bullshit. Volk, though, quickly wins the tussle. And is about to kill Ash when Sarek jumps in and stops Volk from killing Ash. They give Burnham some bogus intel as kind of proof that she completed her mission.
It's real intel, but they're gonna make it inactionable by evacuating the bases.
Right, and sends them on their way. So they beam back to Discovery, or not Discovery, to the Shenzhou. Back on Discovery, Tilly does more technobabble about how the spore should fix Stamets.
Oh my god. She says fungi are the only organisms with biological aptitude to link death with life. Bitch, shut the fuck up. What the fuck does that mean?
Exactly.
What about vultures? Or the concept of plants? What are you talking about?
Or bacteria.
Yeah. Or most... pretty much every part of an ecosystem.
It's a biological cycle. And yes, fungus play a part in that cycle, obviously. But they're not the only thing. It's a cycle.
Yeah. So Tilly says it seems like her spore treatment is working. Which she's like, you know what? This is the perfect opportunity to ask for kudos. and a recommendation from my boss.
Yeah. Oh man, this is going great. And I mean, pretty much provided I don't kill this man right now, I'm a shoo-in at the academy.
Yeah. So anyway, basically right when she finishes asking him, shit goes bad.
She kills Stamets.
Stamets is kind of flat lines.
My note was like, great, more like Captain Killy. Oh no, wait.
But so Shrew's like calling, medical emergency, and Tilly's like, wait, no, just give me a second. And Shrew's like, dude's dead. What are you doing? Yeah. Anyway, so he's laying there flatlining. And we cut back to Burnham at this point, so we don't actually know what happens after that. But Burnham takes Ash into her quarters and kind of starts yelling at him.
Yeah, they have a lover's spat.
Demanding answers as to what the fuck that was all about. Back at the Rebel base, he while he's being yelled at, he goes straight back to Nam.
Remembering the neck snap and
Klingon titties again.
Oh yeah, I was like, Ash, this is a really bad time to go into all this. Like, you just want to hold this onto this for a minute.
I mean, is there really a good time to go into all of that?
Yeah, when you're not like the only two people under deep cover in like the Death Empire, is probably any time is better than now.
Yeah, and as this conversation goes on, he kind of devolves more and more from Ash. He kind of confesses that there's something going on with L'Rell, where she has power over him. Goes back to Nam again.
I got so annoyed by this clip show fucking nonsense. It's like, just have the conversation. Stop clipping back and forth to shit we already know.
Yeah, he does seem to have clearer and clearer recollections of kind of him being modified. Whereas that was more flashes before. Now there's like more sustained scenes he's seeing, and none of them are good.
Not gonna lie, Klingon surgery does not look like a good time.
It's real bad. He does a little like head twitch thing, and which I guess was just him fully going into Voq at this point.
Yeah. He flips his head, and now he's Voq mode.
Yeah, and Burnham doesn't want to believe him. Then he admits that he killed Culber.
Just gonna straight up admit to that murder.
Yep, and he also remembers that it was Burnham that killed Kovma at this point. So he gets pretty mad about that. He comments about how they fought, and at this point, Burnham finally believes that he is Voq, because he says something that she didn't report in any of her statements about the incident.
What a memory.
Yeah. Ash gets her in a chokehold, but luckily Slave Shrew is there to fucking yeet him across the room.
Yeah, he did.
Right then, he says, he attacked the captain, and the security personnel haul him off. And it looks like transport execution's on the docket for him.
Beam that fuck into space is my note.
Pretty much. Back on Discovery, Tilly is sadly talking to Stamets' body.
Yeah, she's very upset that he is dead.
What I guess the medical professionals just left his body there.
Yeah, I was wondering about that too. I was just, and it's a good thing they did, because all of the little boys and girls at home believed really hard, so he came back to life.
He did. He jolted back to life. Cut to him wandering through, like Stamets wandering through the mycelial forest, where he runs into Mirror Universe Stamets.
Yeah, the thing that probably should have been the last scene in the show. I don't know, absolutely. In the episode. I'm not sure why they flipped these around.
Yeah. In the transporter room of the Shenzhou, Ash has some final Klingon words, and Burnham gut punches him.
Right in the armor.
Yep, right in the armor. And then takes the controls to beam him into space, seemingly beaming him to his death. And then she orders Lorca be brought to her ready room. But Psyche, cut to Discovery, beaming him on board. She apparently smuggled data onto his person.
She gave him that 3.5-inch floppy that can save the world. Yeah.
Right, yep. Which has Defiant, the info of the Defiant, of how it got into the Mirror Universe. So Voq gets into the brig. back with Burnham. Lorca says they need to stay on board for now. Burnham is like, why? We finished our mission. We should just get the fuck out.
Yes. Yes, they should.
Yeah. But Lorca makes some bullshit up, and she's like, fine. However, they are interrupted.
Wait,
by
what
another
was
vote.
Lorca's fucking reasoning?
I don't even, like, there was none. It was
'Cause
like, we don't know for sure. We
I
need to make
actually
sure.
missed how he convinced her of this.
He's just really enjoying his time in the tenderizer booth.
The tenderizer.
Tenderoni. However, that conversation is cut short when another vessel warps in and just bombs the fuck out of the rebel planet
Oh man,
before
that
they
planet
can evacuate.
is fucked.
And guess what? It's the Emperor, Giorgio. By the way,
Whoa.
she is cranky about being ignored. She's like, bow, bitch. And that's
Lorca's
basically the end of the
face.
episode.
Lorca's face is like, oh, I'm glad I got to see Michael Burnham get this reveal because I've been sitting on this for a while.
Right.
This is good.
Exactly. And that is the end of the episode. So on a scale of 1 to 5, where 0 is threshold, what is our ratings for this one?
So I got to agree with Stanford's take about, so not just about Stamets meeting Stamets should have been the final or the opening scene to the episode. I feel like this entire episode existed just to like build up to the reveal of Giorgio. Like none of the rest of this stuff really mattered except for some of the stuff with Ash. Like, I don't know. It just felt like a big nothing burger to me. I gave this one a 2.
Stanford,
So, what do we think the wolf is?
what do you mean?
The title of this episode is The Wolf Inside.
The fire?
Yeah, the
wolf?
fire wolf inside.
Because Volk is the fire wolf, but also
No.
he's inside Ash.
That
Yeah.
can't be.
It is 100% what it is.
That
Oh,
can't
yeah.
be.
They
right.
probably thought they were super clever
I
too.
thought they were talking about some shit with like because she's dealing with how easy it is to fall into being a dickhole captain.
I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that deep.
No.
Huh. Anyways, I gave this episode a 2 because it was stupid.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. It just didn't feel good. It just felt unnecessary.
yeah,
This
I
is
agree.
like most of a Wheel of Time book.
Like
Damn
like
strays over here.
yeah. Well, those books suck. So, what I guess like because the narrative was all over the fucking place. Because they're like trying to get the 3.5-inch floppy that'll save the world off the fucking ship. That should have been far more front and center than it really was. And like
We also like don't
the-
ever actually see that actually happening, except when that just appears.
right.
Mhm.
And I'm like, did she punch it into him? Like, where the fuck? How did that? What are we doing? Yeah, and
Street
then the
magic.
the rebel thing was just kind of unnecessary. Like, pick something and do it. Don't.
Yeah, the only point of the rebels was just so Vok could go meet himself and freak the fuck out. Was pretty much it.
It would have been better. Actually, I will say this: the episode would have been better if. Yeah, this is what they should have done. Instead of because they're trying to get this data off the ship and they're having trouble doing that, right? It would have been better if the favor that Burnham wanted to ask of the rebels was for them to take the data to the Discovery. That's the favor. Hey, all of you get out of here. We're going to blow the planet up. By the way, I need you to run this 3.5-inch floppy to Discovery. But because Ash freaked the fuck out and attacked Volk, they said, no, fuck you. And like, you're lucky we're letting you live. And then they got away. So then she had to come up with another plan. In addition to all this shit going on with that would have tied the fucking narrative together. God damn it. I should be a writer for this shit. They suck.
Damn. So yeah, 2 for me as well. I don't think I need to beat the dead horse anymore. It was whatever. You know, it was a little all over the place.
Yeah, well, IMDb gave it a 4, so
I'm not surprised.
Wild. All right.
they're actually surprising me quite a bit on this show.
Well, like, so I expect the scores to be much higher than what they gave to Enterprise. That doesn't surprise me. there are episodes that would definitely have deserved a 4 that we've watched in the series. I'm just surprised that it was this specific episode that got a 4.
Like, we all gave Magic to Make the Chinese Man Go Mad a 5, and IMDb gave it a 3.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Wild.
Who knows? Anyway, when we come back, we will get into a deep dive. Welcome back, everybody. All right, so for today's deep dive, since we ended with a reveal of Giorgio as the Emperor, I figured this would be a good episode to do a little deep dive into Michelle Yeoh. Get a little background on her. So born as Yeoh Chu Kang, and I'm sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly. She was known professionally as Michelle Yeoh. She's a Malaysian actress. Yeoh appeared in lots of different types of projects, in a wide array of genres, and has received many awards, including an Academy Award and a Golden Globe Award, in addition to 2 British Academy Film Awards. Her kind of, I don't want to say big break, but where she first kind of became known to wider audiences, especially American audiences, was when she starred opposite of Pierce Brosnan in Tomorrow Never Dies in 1997, and shortly thereafter followed by appearing in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
She was in Tomorrow Never Dies? I don't remember that.
Yep. Yeah, she was the kind of one of the female leads in that. The latter gained her a nomination for the BAFTA Award for Best Actress in a Leading Role. She did go on to appear in many other movies, including Members of a Geisha, Sunshine, and The Mummy Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. She did also play supporting roles in a number of films, including Crazy Rich Asians and Last Christmas, as well as in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
Great movie.
Yeah, and of course in Star Trek Discovery as well. She has done a good amount of voice acting as well, including in Kung Fu Panda 2, Minions: The Rise of Gru, Paws of Fury: The Legend of Hank, and Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. Fucking Transformer movie names are just the dumbest, by the way.
They could go full Fast and the Furious about it. Like,
yeah, that's true.
Fucking
I mean, it's not
Transformers,
just the
Tokyo
name.
Drift.
It's
Yeah.
not just the names of the movies, man. Like, think about some of the enemies, like Megatron.
Fair. However, most recently, her biggest starring role was as Evelyn Kwan Wong in Everything Everywhere All at Once, which
God,
is
what
a
a
fantastic movie.
What a
Such a
great
good
movie!
movie.
What a
Oh my
great
gosh,
movie!
so good.
Oh, her and
Watch it if you haven't
fucking
seen it.
her and Jamie Lee Curtis is the hot dog fucking lover couple.
Oh my God,
the hot dog
so
lovers.
amazing.
Fucking amazing.
Yeah, she with that role, she won Academy Award for Best Actress, becoming the first Asian to win the category and the first Malaysian to win an Academy Award at all. Yeoh originally was born in August 6th of 1962 in Ipoh, Perak, Malaysia, to Janet Yeoh and Yeoh Kion Tek. Her father was elected as a senator for Malaysia from 1959 to 69. At age 15, she moved with her parents to England. There, she was enrolled in the Hammond School in Chester, where she started to train as a ballet dancer. However, a spinal injury prevented her from becoming a professional ballet dancer, and she shifted her attention to choreography and other arts.
Man, people who get spinal injuries are the fucking worst.
Jesus Christ. She received a Bachelor of Arts degree from Crewe and Alsager College of Higher Education in 1983. Her first acting work was in a television commercial for Guy Laroche watches with Jackie Chan, actually. When she did that, this caught the attention of a fledgling Hong Kong film production company, D&B Films. Although she had a passive understanding of Ipoh Cantonese, spoken in her hometown, she could not speak it. During a phone call in Cantonese, she was offered to co-star in a television commercial with an actor, Sing Long, and only realized that was Jackie Chan's Cantonese name when she arrived in the studio.
Oh shit! She'd be like, "Oh my
That's
god,
amazing.
Jackie Chan, you're the best." I'm being some random dude here, but like I've met. Boy, I wish I was in a movie or a commercial with you.
Yep. She learned to speak Cantonese as she began her career in Hong Kong. Yeoh began her acting career in action and martial arts films in which she performed her own stunts. Yeoh's first lead role came in her third film, Yes, Madam, in 1985. Yeoh initially used the pseudonym Michelle Khan, a stage name selected by D&B Films for its potential appeal to international and Western audiences. In 1987, Yeoh married her first husband, and I kid you not, Dixon Poon. Dixon Poon.
All right.
That can't be a
co-founder of
real
D&B
name.
Films.
It can't be a real name.
It apparently is.
I'm sorry. What is the nationality of Sir having his dick in Poon? What is Dixon
He was
Poon?
based in Hong Kong, so I believe probably British originally.
Oh my god, Dix in Poon.
Dixon
Okay.
Poon, yeah. He was a co-founder of D&B Films, and after she married him, Yeoh actually decided to retire from acting. However, after 5 years of marriage, Yeoh divorced Poon and returned to acting.
Because he wasn't having his dick in that Poon no more.
Well, apparently, and I was reading this, the reason for their divorce was that she was unable to have children. So,
Oh, that's sad.
yeah, it is. So you should feel bad about making jokes, bitch.
No, and I don't mean it's sad that she can't have kids. That is what it is. It's sad that that's what broke up the marriage.
Oh yeah, no, I know. I'm joking.
Yeah. But seriously, Michelle,
Dixon Poon.
ma'am, you could do better than Dixon Poon.
Really. She at that point changed her stage name back to Michelle Yeoh when she started her Hollywood career with Tomorrow Never Dies in 1997. She played Wei Lin, opposite of Pierce Brosnan. Apparently Brosnan was impressed, described her as a wonderful actress who was serious and committed about her work. He referred to her...
I find that funny because James Bond movies are by definition very unserious.
He referred to her as a female James Bond in reference to her combat abilities and ability to do her own stunts and whatnot. Yeoh wanted to perform her own stunts, but was prevented because the director considered it too dangerous. However, she still performed all of her own fighting scenes. Yeoh was approached by Ang Lee after that shortly to star as Yu Shu-lin in her first Mandarin language martial arts film, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, in 2000. She did not speak Mandarin until the 2000s, and she had to learn the Mandarin lines for Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon phonetically.
See, my racist ass assumed that back in 2000 that she was Chinese. I didn't realize she was not.
Yeah, I didn't realize she was Malaysian either, because obviously all of the stuff we've seen her in on
Right.
U.S. films.
But that I remember, I watched that movie in the theater, and I remember thinking, this movie's fucking awesome.
It was awesome. Yeah.
Did you
It
see
was
the sequel?
Did they?
It's called House of Leaves and no, that House of Leaves is a different book. It's House of Daggers and something or other. Fallen Dagger Leaves. I don't know. It was good. It was also very good.
Interesting. So Yeoh did not branch out into television until 2015, when her first role was playing May Foster, wife to the British ambassador to Thailand, who is I guess some North Korean spy on the 5th season of a Cinemax series called Strike Back. In 2016, Yeoh was then cast as Philippa Georgiou of the Starship Shenzhou in Discovery, of course, which we've seen and gone over. And of course, later, Beer Doppelganger. So throughout her career, Yeoh has always portrayed strong roles and been defiant in working against stereotypes. Apparently, after Tomorrow Never Dies, she did not work for almost 2 years due to the stereotypical roles offered to her in America. She at one point told People magazine, at that point in the 90s, people in the industry couldn't really tell the difference between whether I was Chinese, Japanese, Korean, or if I even spoke English. They would talk very loudly and very slowly.
Jesus Christ.
Awesome.
She's also long spoken out about racism in Hollywood, oftentimes in her awards acceptance speeches. In particular, at the Golden Globe, she gave a very pointed speech about it. She also devotes a large part of her time to charitable and social endeavors, including disaster relief, HIV/AIDS, poverty reduction, animal conservation, gender equality, and road safety, actually.
All right.
Michelle,
That got kind of tossed in at the end there.
they had a weirdly large amount of information on that part of it. Like she's apparently done a lot of stuff for road safety, and I couldn't figure out why it was that in particular that she's invested a lot of time in. I'm assuming there's something.
Like
behind
everyone's
that,
got their
but-
passion projects. It's the scope of everything was like this global thing, this global thing, this global thing, and making sure you buckle your seatbelt.
Pretty much, yeah.
Can I take us on a weird tangent real quick?
Sure.
So
What?
I was watching this video on North Korea earlier this week. And do you know the one thing that every major North Korean city has, aside from statues of like the Kim family?
What's that?
They have a kids traffic park where they teach kids road safety because like they're getting the first cars, like
Huh.
not like available to every consumer, but they're becoming more common in some of the larger cities now, and nobody knows how to not die from cars.
Oh my god, that is horrifying. Jesus,
Interesting.
what a country.
Right.
All right, where was I? Oh yeah, so Yo has donated her time as a Wild Aid ambassador for endangered animals, and is a Goodwill Ambassador for the United Nations Development Program for the Sustainable Development Goals Initiative since 2016. She is a patron of Save China's Tigers project, which commits to protecting the endangered South China tiger.
I'm gonna be honest. Didn't need you to tell me what that organization did. I kind of figured it out.
Are you sure?
Context clues.
Yeah.
She also joined the UNDP's first ever animal ambassadors to Panda Cubs to kick off the Pandas for the Global Goals campaign. In order to raise awareness about wildlife conservation and climate change, she collaborated with National Geographic to produce a documentary called Among the Great Apes with Michelle Yeoh, which emphasized the importance of responsible consumerism, sustainable fashion, and ethical business practices.
But also, pandas kind of deserve to go extinct. So
I mean, they are real dumb.
They're adorable though.
they can be all the adorable they want. They we are not responsible for their extinction. They have been kind of doing it to themselves.
Yeah, they eat something that's really hard to gain nutrition from, and they just hate fucking. So
And they're bad at fucking. And when they do successfully make a baby, it's like one at a time. And like more than like double-digit % of the time, they crush their baby by accident.
I feel like it's
really-
not fair to say that we aren't responsible for their death, because isn't like one of the reasons why they lost the bamboo that they were eating was because of humans like
No, that's
going
the
into their
thing.
territory.
It's not. No, they were like critically endangered before we started like even being able to go into their like woods for actual resources and shit.
yeah, it's just because they choose to eat bamboo as their main nutrition.
It's,
Like-
yeah.
It's real dumb.
And
It's
not
like-
just like any old bamboo. It's like one specific species of bamboo. It's like the koalas. Is it the koalas that eat eucalyptus and like
Yes.
that's it?
Yeah.
But only that one cracks me up because they will not eat eucalyptus leaves. Like if you just give them leaves, they have to be on the fucking branch. They're like, I don't know what
Yeah.
the fuck this is. That's not food.
Yeah,
Oh, it's on the branch.
They're too
Mm.
smooth brained, yeah.
So anyway, where was I? Yeah. So yeah, her activism extends to health and well-being issues ranging from organizations including AIDS Concerns, Hong Kong Cancer Fund, AMFAR, Live to Love, and Paris Brain Institute. She also joined UNAIDS commissioners team and serves on the board of directors of the Sue Foundation, which is a non-political charity established to support the health, education, human rights, and development of the people of Myanmar. So yeah, she does a lot of charitable stuff, which was interesting to learn.
Oh,
But yeah, that is just a little bit of background on Michelle Yeoh.
very cool.
Yeah. When we come back, we will have a little potpourri.
Welcome back, everybody. For this week's potpourri, we're going to do a little Terran Empire trivia.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, fuck.
This
all
is
right.
going to be like my worst trivia because, like, I always skip these fucking episodes.
Oh, man.
We're gonna go back and forth with an opportunity to steal if the person whose question it was doesn't get it right. Sound good?
Yep.
Sure.
All right, Chris, we are starting with you. There has never been a concrete date given for its founding, but what is the earliest century that the show Enterprise confirmed that the Terran Empire existed in?
I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know.
All right, Stanford, would you like to steal?
I think they said the 20th century.
21st.
Ah, damn.
2062 was the earliest date that we've heard associated with them.
Interesting.
Stanford,
Yeah.
what is the name of the alternative version of the Prime Universe's Starfleet?
Huh. The Imperial Navy?
No. Chris?
Damn it. That was going to be my guess. Shit. Yeah, I don't know, because that was literally going to be my guess. I don't know.
Right. It's really stupid. It's Imperial Starfleet.
That's fucking stupid.
That is dumb. That is dumb.
Chris, what is the number one method of promotion in Imperial Starfleet?
Fucking stabbing? Murder?
Yeah. Yeah, killing your superior officer.
Nice.
Stabbing.
Stabbing. Stanford, what happened on the first human-Vulcan interaction in the Mirror Universe's alternative version of First Contact Day?
Oh, yeah. Zephyr Cochrane shot that motherfucker with a shotgun.
That was fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, he blasts him with the shotgun, and
They
instead
take the
of
ship, yeah.
yeah, instead of actually like working with the Vulcans and learning their technology over time, they just straight up looted it.
Sure.
Chris, what other Prime Universe Federation starship made it to the Mirror Universe but was lost?
The Defiant.
Yep,
Okay.
Oh,
This is
that's
like,
what okay.
they said that one in this episode.
they did. Chris, or no, Stanford.
My turn.
Who was the first captain of the NX-01 in the Mirror Universe?
Oh, it was Forrester.
Yep, it was Forrest.
He said Forrester. It was Forrest.
Ooh.
No,
No,
I
I'll
was
give it to him.
it was my mouth.
Yes, that is
It
what
was
is used to
Forrest
say
or
words.
Archer.
My mouth was going faster than my brain was thinking. I'm like, no, stop, just trail off after Forrest.
Chris, after today's episode, we now know of two emperors of the Terran Empire. Who are they?
Well, it's Giorgio. Who's the other emperor? Who's the other emperor? Huh. Yeah, I don't remember.
Stanford?
Hoshi Sato.
Yep.
What?
Yeah, that was
remember-
the end of Through a Mirror Darkly. Hoshi Sato became Empress.
Yeah, she
Oh.
declared herself Empress.
Oh, that's right. I guess I didn't. Sure.
I
It wasn't
feel
a
like-
good episode.
I feel like I remember when watching Discovery the first time that there is a reference to her, but I don't. We'll see when I think when Burnham gets to the palace.
Hmm.
I thought that Michelle Yeoh was in some way descended or related to her, but I don't remember the exact line, so I could have been misinterpreting.
Stanford,
Mm-hmm.
what was the first ever episode of Star Trek by airing date where we encounter the Mirror Universe?
If you tell me it's the Tholian Web, you can fuck right off. It's Mirror Mirror.
It is Mirror Mirror.
Okay.
Chris, who became High Chancellor of the Empire, spinning down the war engine and diverting them to a more peaceful future?
I don't fucking know. I skipped these episodes, Rob.
Well, I mean, you should. This was mentioned in section 31.
Yeah. I've forgotten that whole movie because it was fucking terrible.
All right, Stanford,
Read the question again.
who became the High Chancellor of the Empire, spinning down the war engine and diverting them to a more peaceful future?
Fuck beans. I have no fucking idea. It was that Irish parasite guy.
No, it was Spock.
What? That makes no sense.
So, in Mirror Mirror, Kirk winds up in the Mirror Universe, right?
Right.
He meets the Mirror Universe Spock and
Goatee
convinces
Spock,
him,
right?
yeah, and convinces him that like violence isn't always the answer. Because like, I don't know why, but I guess in the Mirror Universe Enterprise, having one Vulcan aboard was okay.
Hmm.
I don't know, it was
Huh.
weird. But yeah, Goatee Spock.
Huh.
Huh. Yeah, no, I don't remember that at all.
All right, Stanford. What powerful military alliance would later conquer the Terran Empire, enslaving them?
The Cardassians.
Nope. Chris?
Is it the Dominion?
It is not. So this was in the Mirror Universe. Stanford, you were close. It was the Klingon Cardassian Alliance.
Oh, that's who I guess, because I was thinking from the DS9 episodes.
That's what I was.
That's what this was from. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so I don't remember the Klingons being involved, but that is who I
remember somehow the DS9 Mirror Universe episodes being even dumber than normal.
You're not
Attention, Bajoran workers.
All right, Chris, last question. What Star Trek series confirmed the rebirth of the Terran Empire after a successful Terran rebellion?
Voyager?
No, Stanford.
It's Prodigy.
It was Prodigy.
Yeah, I was like, what? I was trying to think, like, what show went to the Mirror Universe after DS9?
I don't think I've seen those yet.
Because Voyager, even the whales are evil. Yeah. Yeah, because Voyager never went to the Mirror Universe, and Picard didn't, and this show did, but it took place before DS9, so yeah, it must have been Prodigy.
Yeah, Prodigy, they find out about the ISS Voyager. ISS Voyager.
The ISS Voyager 2, I believe.
Thank you, Reb. I hated all of this trivia.
Excellent. So, with a score of 5-2, Stanford takes the win.
No way!
Yep. Yeah, that is. That is 100% the expected outcome.
I feel like it's appropriate now that you have the Terran Republic or Terran Empire T-shirt that you got.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah, my dad got me that. It's a pretty cool T-shirt because it's just like the Earth with the dagger through it. Like it's just a simple shirt. It's not like too try-hardy. It's nice.
Yeah. All right. Well, as Chris mentioned at the top of the pod, if you like what you heard, please rate, review, subscribe, share us with your friends. Leave a comment. Stanford loves reading comments.
I love reading comments.
To look at them.
Shut up, Bob.
But other than that, thank you for joining us for another week of Captain's Log Supplemental, and I hope you have a good week.
Good night, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Captain's Log Supplemental. You can follow us on Twitter at PodCLS or send us hate mail at podcls3@gmail.com.